G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So, into Great League, into Premier Cup, and Obstagoon goes out, Charizard comes in. So now it's running Gallade, Swampert and Charizard. So a fairly standard team. Gallade on the lead, into Togekiss. So horrible lead. So need to get out of there. Swap into the Swampert there. They were very slow to the swap, and then in comes a Scavalier, so going to throw the Earthquake, no shield, and that's huge, absolutely huge. So we'll shield this one up, and then I will look to farm this all the way down, and able to do that just before it gets to another charge move. So out comes the Togekiss. I'm going to be able to throw back-to-back Hydro Cannons here, and really put pressure on those shields and able to get both shields there. So that's absolutely perfect. So I've managed to win back switch. So now I can match my Charizard up against their Togekiss. So need to shield this one up, the Ancient Power. Although it's an absolutely horrible move, it's still able to do a little bit of damage. Because of the rock typing and Charizard being double weak to it. So no shields. So go straight for the close combat here. And this will be able to take the Snorlax out. Weaken defense, which is perfect because it means that the Togekiss cannot come in and farm up any energy. Come in with the Charizard and be able to Blast Burn for the win there. So really bad lead, able to win that second matchup and flip that game around and have things aligned how I wanted them. Avoid Gallade being lined up with the Togekiss, which was never a good time. So second battle, out comes another Togekiss. So this is terrible. So again, switched into Swampert, and they've now mirrored. So mirrored with the shiny Swampert there. So I've now got back-to-back Hydros saved. I did shield up because I do want to win this match. And what I'm going to do is throw a second one and see what we can do. So I do expect to get a shield here, which I do. And then they've now managed to get there. However, this is not going to be enough to take me out. So I will be able to let that go and throw my own. So they've now let that go, and I've again won switch advantage. Out comes a Lucario. So not ideal. You've got to be careful of the power-up Punch Bait or the Shadow Ball, and hopefully this isn't a Shadow Ball. It is, and it absolutely one-shots me. So come out with the Charizard to charge this down. So expecting this one to be the power-up punch, so no shield with that, so happy days. Going to need to do a whole lot of damage to this Togekiss, so saved up for almost two back-to-back blast burns, and then able to get to the second one before they are getting to a charge move, and that's enough to take that out. Lucario, slither of health left, able to fast move farm that down. So again, lost that lead, but able to regain on the switch in. So let's jump into the next one and see how we go. So if people aren't running, so you switch in Swampert and they're running Venusaur, you are absolutely destroyed. So they've swapped into Empoleon, which is actually pretty good against Swampert. But what I'm going to do is save up for double Hydros here and I hope to grab a shield, which I am able to do. And then I'll go straight for the second Hydro, which I don't expect will be getting a shield, but it is able to get it down pretty low. So what I'll do here is shield this up because I should be able to farm this down before they can get to another charge move. And again, this wins me switch. So unfortunately, in comes a Gyarados, so really not looking good for me. I will now switch this out and throw into my Leaf Blade and hopefully be able to do some real damage here. I need to avoid this coming out on the Charizard. So Crunch is not quite enough, 1 HP. Which is really, really good for me. Able to get off the Leaf Blade, and in comes Gengar. So now I'm going to switch to Charizard. I have got a stored Hydro Cannon on the Swampert, and you need to remember that. So now throw the Blast Burn and see how we go. The problem is Gengar will win CMP ties, so able to throw the Blast Burn and KO from there, and didn't need to rely on the Hydro Cannon from the Swampert in the back there. So really good game there, and able to take that win. So this is a bit of a tricky one, so it's and they've switched out, so absolutely perfect. So obviously that is a pretty good matchup. So for this one, never shield the first Blast Burn, and that one happens to be a Dragon Claw bait, so even better for me. Able to get to the Hydro, and the reason you don't want to shield that is because they won't shield, and then whatever comes in is going to have a lot more energy to farm down, and you've wasted a shield. So I never shield up the first Blast Burn on a Swampert v Charizard match, and then they're able to come in and absolutely farm me down, and that's why you want to have as little energy as possible. So shield up this first one. It will be a Sludge Bomb, and it's not, it's a Frenzy Plant, so really bad for me. In comes the Empoleon. Need to think about this, want to shield this up because I need to keep this matchup, and then wait for the double Leaf Blades, and then I will throw back-to-back Leaf Blades to try and take this thing out, and let's see how we go here. So they're going to have to throw energy if they want to KO, and they decide to throw the energy, which means I can then come in and get one fast farm up with the, or two looks like, fast move farm with the Charizard, and then able to throw the Blast Burn straight onto Venusaur, which is a good game right there, and able to take that win as well. So sort of a lead win there, which makes a nice difference from some of all of the Togekiss leads that I was having. So next game, Gallade into Dragonite. Really horrible match, really horrible match. It is a Shadow, so it actually works out okay, because it probably means that they will be shielding up absolutely everything. So going to go for double Leaf Blade here, and hopefully grab a shield. Let's see, so able to get a shield and then straight into the second Leaf Blade. And even if they let this go, it will mean that, yeah, so, and I've double shielded as well, in an attempt to win switch, so not able to do it, so really poor play on my part, and should have just let it go. So in comes the Lapras, able to get to the Blast Burn before they can get to their Surf, and going to switch out to try and catch the Surf on the Swampert, but it was a CMP type, so wasn't able to switch out of there fast enough. So that's really unfortunate for me, and let's see what we get. So it is a Venusaur in the back, which is just terrible for me, absolutely terrible, and able to land a Earthquake because obviously shields are down. So now the Frenzy Plant is coming through, that is going to KO. In comes the Dragonite, able to fast move farm that down and throw the Blast Burn straight onto the Lapras, and that's going to be enough to KO and get a good game with a couple HP left. So really nice set of 5 games there, and actually happened to manage to go 5-0. So really, really pleased with that. And what is our reward? It's a Skarmory, so not ideal. And obviously floating to the surface, and sick of waiting, so just throw the ball. Got the great throw, so happy with that. Let's jump into the next matches. So Gallade on the lead into Togekiss again, so really not a great lead for me, and need to switch straight out of there. So this time swapped into the Charizard. So I will throw straight into the Blast Burn, so even though Blast Burn is going to be resisted, as you can see, it does a lot of damage. It's just such a beast of a move. So thinking about it, and want to shield this up, because with the Dragon Breaths as its fast move, it's not doing as much damage, so they went for the Dragon Claw bait there and managed to grab a shield. I'm going to throw another one, so got both shields then. They really want to win switch, so let's see what they now want to do. So Swampert coming in, we'll let this go. It'll be another crunch, so going to do a little bit of damage, and then I'm going to look to completely farm this down. However, Mud Shot does absolutely nothing to flying types, so I have to unfortunately shield this up. I've almost got back-to-back Hydro Cannon saved, which is perfect. In comes the Charizard and able to throw back to... So, unfortunately, they've got incomes. They swap into their Togekiss and wasn't able to get a charge move off there before it charged me down. So I'm going to throw in straight into the next one because the charm damage is just insane. No, they have used up all their energy on the Charizard, so I am able to get to another Hydro Cannon before they can get to the Dragon Claw and able to take that game. So really good game there. Again, really not liking the Togekiss lead, but was able to turn that around by winning, getting a shield advantage there. So Kingdra. So this is not a great one. Obviously, it's going to be doing neutral damage, and I want to get this off as quickly as possible in case they... well, not in case, when they throw the Onizuka. So that's going to be doing not too much damage, to be completely honest, but it does have a 50% chance of taking me out, and so able to completely farm that down. Let's see what comes out, and then out comes the Muck, and I'm able to throw the close combat. I do get the shield, which is fine, and they're able to farm me down. So I am thinking about what do I go? Out comes a Swampert, and I expect this to be just a Dark Pulse, which it is, and it does do a reasonable amount of damage here. So I want to charge up to double Hydro Cannons again. Let's hope I can grab a shield here. Wasn't able to grab a shield, but I was able to throw these back to back without them getting a fast move in between, and then they've got to their next Dark Pulse. So shielding that one up, and just want to be able to swap this out. So managed to swap that out exactly the same time that they came in with the Togekiss. So that works out really, really well for me. So really good switch there. And then we'll be able to fast move farm that one down. Out comes the Muck. It's going to be able to throw energy, and this should be taking me out. If it doesn't, it's like 1 HP. And so very, very close, but I do have the Hydro Cannon saved on the Swampert, so able to come out and throw the Hydro Cannon there and take that win. So really nice there. Lucky I was able to ready for the switch out into the Togekiss on the Charizard and didn't waste any time at all. So it was a really good switch out. So we'll jump into the next one and see what we get. So Gallade into Lucario. So good matchup for me, and out they swap. So I will leave this in and then look to throw the close combat. Unfortunately, they got to the Drill Peck before I could throw the close combat. So throwing the close combat, expect to grab a shield, and then I'll probably switch out. So didn't get a shield and KO'd that thing. So able to... And I'm unsure why I shielded the power-up punch there. So that's a mistake. So definitely do not do that, because, yeah, that's just asking for trouble. I'm down 2 shields to none, so they've shielded that up. They've had one power-up punch on the Lucario, and now they're going to be able to Shadow Ball me, which almost fully destroys my Swampert, and I wasn't able to get the charge move off. Unfortunately, the last Pokemon is an Ampharos, and that's GG. So had I not shielded up the Gallade, that match would have been much, much better. So that's unfortunate, because it would have allowed me then to shield the Shadow Ball on the Swampert, which would have made all the difference in the world, and that was a nice win. So interesting lead there. They've swapped out into the Charizard, so I instantly swap into the Swampert. They were not able to get to their charge move, and they've decided to shield, so that's really interesting. So like I said, never shield the first one. You can survive a Blast Burn. Don't want to over farm too much, so going to throw the Hydro Cannon straight away and able to take that out. So out comes the Breloom, and I wasn't able to get to my Earthquake. Should have just thrown the Hydro Cannon to do a little bit of chip damage, but I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? And then looking to farm this down. Unfortunately, not able to do it, and I think, let's see if I got the CMP type. No, so they switched that out into the Swampert. And then, obviously, Swampert not looking good when I've got all of the Leaf Blades in the world saved up, and that's able to take out the Swampert. They swap back in with the Breloom. I think what they were trying to do there is catch a close combat. Unfortunately for them, I didn't fall for that and was able to take them out fairly comfortably in the end. So Charizard into Gallade, really bad lead. So I actually match with Charizard, hoping to get them to swap out. They do not swap out, and they throw the Blast Burn. So really, really bad for me. So saved up to double Dragon Claw, and hopefully we'll grab a shield here. So was able to grab the shield, and then now I will mirror that shield of theirs, and it is the Dragon Claw, unfortunately. So now I can throw my own Blast Burn and see how we go. So will I get a double shield? No double shield. And I will double shield instead. They throw the Dragon Claw, but I am able to fast move farm it down. So I'm down a shield, but I have got switch advantage. Out comes a Machamp, which is not ideal for me, but I am able to get to the Dragon Claw before they charge me down. Obviously, I'll come out with the Gallade, and they're going to switch into the Togekiss. Really good for me to regain switch. Had I not had switch, this game was over if they had have got Togekiss aligned with the Gallade. So they are not able to take me out with the Aerial Ace. But are able to fast move, farm me down. So I want to throw, I know the Leaf Blade is going to be resisted, but it is very, very close to taking this out. So out comes the Machamp, and unfortunately it has energy charge. It's able to throw the cross chop and take me out. So very close game. And able to go 3 and 2 in that set. Got to the Machamp, which is really okay. So I have got a video on improving your excellent throw. I'll link to that, so hopefully it's useful. But really good set of games and a very sort of easy team to use. Gallade is fairly good on those leads, and he's fairly neutral on a lot, even though a lot of people were leading the Togekiss, so not so great. Hopefully that was useful for someone, and thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.